In the lexicon of existence, there truly resides a hidden language, for it is seldom uttered and yet profoundly resonant. It is a language of silence, pure silence. When it's channeled right, this silence does not denote the absence of sound, but whispers the eloquence of empowerment. The silent pause in the middle of a conversation is not an abyss, but a bridge, a nexus between thoughts, fostering deeper comprehension, or otherwise. Silence, in its purest essence, is power. It is a decision to listen before speaking, the patience to comprehend before judging, and the ability to observe before participating. Many a philosopher has attested to this notion, yet few understood it better than Marcus Aurelius. He often mused, and I quote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Unquote. Though unuttered by Marcus, the sentiments resonate with his philosophy. They underscore the importance of silent observation by contemplating the inner chambers of one's heart, acknowledging the faint whispers of our deepest desires and fears before interacting with the outside world. When we silence our external dialogues, our internal conversations find a voice. That voice, soft yet persistent, encourages us to listen. It heralds the whispers of the heart, revealing secrets that were once shrouded in the noise of the external world. Contemplation in solitude nudges us towards clarity and understanding. Anais Nin, the notable female philosopher, once said, "The role of a writer is not to say what we can all say, but what we are enabled to say." Unquote. To be able to express what goes unexpressed, we need silence as our ally. It cultivates the strength to voice the unsaid and unseen. Observing the world in silence, a seemingly passive act, unravels layers and layers of unexplored knowledge. It is similar to the attentive gaze of a perceptive artist, discerning subtle shades and hues unnoticed by others. For instance, people watching is not just a pastime, but a lesson in empathy. It requires us to walk the shoes of another, vicariously experiencing their joy, their sorrow, their trials and triumphs. A silent observer becomes a scholar of human emotions and behaviors, understanding nuances that words often fail to capture. We see the ceaseless pursuit of material wealth and the clamor for recognition. The silent observer discerns a world wherein recognition is often found in the noise, but real achievements whisper in silence. This silent observation subtly reflects the demands of our society and the price we pay for incessant chatter. Famed Stoic philosopher Epictetus highlighted, quote, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Unquote. What wisdom lies in these profound words? If one absorbs this teaching, every interaction becomes a silent discourse, a silent symphony. As we journey through life, silence offers us solace. We need not always fill our lives with noise to validate our existence. There is a profound wisdom in being in the quiet observation, in just listening, in being silent. So here are 2 affirmations to reflect upon that I'd like to share with you. In silence, I find my power and strength. I am receptive to the whispers of my heart. Through observing, I seek understanding, for silence guides me to my profound wisdom. Instill these affirmations into your daily life and witness the changes they offer. The world may continue its clamor and noise, yes, but your heart will find peace in silence. Silence, in all its finesse, becomes a conduit for the divine, allowing for the soft whispers of guidance to permeate our being. For it soothes the troubled mind, bringing serenity amidst the chaos of life. As we reflect upon our experiences, let us hold silence in very high esteem, recognizing its incredible power. It is in this quiet space that we uncover the wisdom to perceive the world with a clearer, calmer, and more compassionate eye. Yet, in the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, the art of silence is often overlooked. This is a call to embrace that silence, to allow it to seep into our existence and witness its enriching potential, becomes a centerpiece. Consider the wisdom of Simone de Beauvoir, and I quote, "In the face of an obstacle which is impossible to overcome, stubbornness is stupid." Unquote. It hints at a sagacious acceptance that comes with silent reflection. Often, we grow stubborn, battling an unchangeable reality when silence could instead equip us with the wisdom to accept and simply adapt. Silence fosters an ambiance of introspection, inviting us to acknowledge our shortcomings and enhance our strengths. Silence kindles us in the courage to grow, to evolve, and to become the perceived boundaries of our existence. Yet in silence should not be mistaken for inaction. No, far from it. It is a harbinger of mindful action. The silent observer, while watching life unfold, deciphers the most appropriate path, discerning where their intervention would be beneficial and where it might be superfluous. In the realm of silence, one embraces the teachings of Epictetus, and I quote, "Let your philosophy be lived, not explained." Unquote. Therefore, silence becomes a catalyst for profound change, as it is within the depths of reflection and contemplation that the profound wisdom of Stoicism unfolds and takes root. By immersing ourselves in the stillness, we allow our inner wisdom to penetrate our very being, guiding us towards a more enlightened and stoic existence. Through the power of silence, we integrate the principles we hold dear: surpassing mere words and embracing them as an integral part of our lives. And so one might ask, what is Stoicism? It is a philosophical tradition originating from ancient Greece and Rome, which teaches the development of self-control and fortitude as a means to overcome destructive emotions, and acts on what can be controlled in life, thereby enabling a path to personal freedom, wisdom, and inner peace. Stoicism and silence are intertwined, as they shape a pathway towards virtue and wisdom. Stoicism, at its core, values tranquility, self-control, and inner peace. The Stoics teach us that our responses to external events are far more critical than the events themselves. Silence aids in cultivating this response. Stoic silence is not an absence of speech, but a reflective choice to pause, to listen, to understand before reacting. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, once remarked, quote, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Unquote. So in other words, it is through our silent introspection and mindful observation that we control our reactions. Epictetus' wisdom, so lucid in its simplicity, bears witness to the potential power of our internal landscape. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. These words are not simply a philosophical refrain, but an invitation to dive deep into our own consciousness, to glean the unseen strength of our soul's power. The crux of this philosophy reveals a deeply transformative truth. The world around us, with its unyielding flux, neither constrains our spirits nor dictates our peace. Rather, it is through our silent introspection, our mindful observation, that we are afforded the profound power to master our reactions. Consider an allegory of the mighty oak and the humble reed. In the face of a ferocious storm, the oak tree stands tall and imposing, meeting the howling wind with sheer obstinacy. But in its stubborn resistance, it ultimately breaks under the relentless force. The reed, however, bends with the wind. It flows with the storm, never breaking, but bowing, resilient in its surrender. In this allegory, the oak represents those of us who struggle against life's adversities with a futile resistance, our happiness contingent on the calmness of our external circumstances. And the reed embodies the Stoic philosophy. It depicts those who, like the reed, have learned to accept life's tempests, dancing with them rather than wrestling. They are the ones who've harnessed the strength of introspection and mindfulness to control their reactions, and in doing so, found their way to true peace and tranquility. Thus, we understand that power doesn't always lie in resistance. Often, it resides in the courage of acceptance and in the wisdom of resilience. Marcus Aurelius, yet another epitome of Stoic philosophy, harnessed silence to govern with wisdom. He utilized silence not only as a medium to contemplate his thoughts and his actions, but also to listen to his people and understand their needs. His silence was an embodiment of Stoicism, depicting self-control, empathy, and a deep understanding of life and humanity. In silence, we can observe our thoughts, our emotions, and sensations without any judgment. It allows us to listen to the subtle whispers of our intuition and gain a deeper understanding of ourselves. By embracing silence, we create space for reflection, for clarity, and creativity to arise. Silence, it offers a break from the constant bombardment of information, which can be overwhelming at times. Through contemplation, we can gain new perspectives, insights, and wisdom. It allows us to examine our values, our goals, and aspirations, and then align them with our actions. Contemplation can also help us make informed decisions, solve problems, and find meaning and purpose in our lives. After all, it is a practice that requires patience and requires openness and a deep willingness to explore the unknown. Silence and contemplation often go hand in hand. Silence creates a space for contemplation to flourish, and contemplation deepens our understanding and appreciation of silence. So when we intentionally set aside time for silence and engage in contemplative practices such as meditation, such as journaling, or simply sitting in a quiet solitude, we give ourselves the opportunity to connect with our inner selves, and then we tap into our innate wisdom. Sitting in a serene corner of the world, I embrace the power of silence and contemplation. In this tranquil space, I keenly observe the landscapes and the bustling lives of the townspeople. Engaged in deep reflection and meditation, I then delve into the depths of my being, attuned to the whispers of my heart. Though I may encounter things that displease me, I surpass them, gaining profound understanding and nurturing wisdom within myself. So as we walk the path of silence, we connect with the divine soothing guidance, the divine whispers that often go unheard in the uproar of the world become perceptible in silence, really. The subtle voice that guides us, directs us, that soothes us, and fills us with so much love and compassion becomes audible when we pause and when we listen in silence. In conclusion, embrace silence and you embrace power. Welcome observation and you welcome understanding. Indulge in introspection and you indulge in growth. And as the noise recedes, the whispers of the heart emerge, guiding you towards a more compassionate and insightful existence. Dear God, in the silence, I find thy voice. Thus I seek the quietude to listen, to understand, and to grow. May Thee guide me as I tread the path of silence, leading me towards Thy divine wisdom. Amen. If these thoughts have sparked your interest or inspired you, please share this podcast, available on all major platforms, with others. Together, we can create a healing ripple effect, one person and one message at a time.